Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another experiment. Today we are looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold, but if he played at defensive midfield. Now, I believe he's in fact played there before. You can see that he has got some form of experience there previously, but this was something that was being batted around during the Euros, just before the Euros, as well as kind of has always been said, could he play there? I think his best position is at fullback. That's where he's absolutely shone and been fantastic. But it'll be interesting to see if he can make it. So I've become manager of Liverpool. I'm going to simulate through. But he is slotted right into the defensive midfielder role. A deep line playmaker. Just in a gegenpress 4-3-3. Just to see how things go. So we'll jump ahead and just kind of see how he gets on. How his stats are. How Liverpool perform with him there. And we'll go from there. Okay, so we have reached the end of the season. He has obviously developed into being a natural in that role, having played there as much as physically possible. 17 caps for England as well. So he has done pretty well. Looks like from his stats, 10 assists, 3 goals, 2 player of the matches, 6.95 rating. So maybe not as good as he is at fullback. But he's got the stats for it. He's got 16 first touch, passing, technique, vision, teamwork, work rate, off the ball. These are all stats that should make him very, very good in there. Let's take a look at his kind of the report for him during the season. Stats wise, how has he got on? He's won 29 of 50 matches that he's played in, scoring 5 goals. Average key passes are quite high, or key shots. What is that? I don't even know what the key is. That's passes. 23 key passes, 2,289 passes, 236 failed, 174 tackles, 185% of them, completed 90% of his passes and got 37% shots on target, which isn't great to be fair, shots-wise. Goals though, he had scored some goals. Oh, it's because I'd scrolled down. Silly me. 3 goals in the Premier League, 2 in the FA Cup, 10 assists in the Prem as well. An XG of 1.15, so he's done pretty well there. Performed pretty well in the FA Cup, to be fair. But yeah, it's interesting to see his development. He has improved. Not bad, really. He's definitely progressed over the season. Having played more and more, played the awful 38 games in there. Reports though otherwise, potentially to be a world-class defensive midfielder in the future. So he could become something that's incredible in there. Obviously, his potential is good in game anyway, and his recommended role is the deep line playmaker role now that we've played in there so often. So it's interesting to see how he is developing. Very, very cool indeed. 9 goals though. I was kind of expecting a few more assists and goals, but he's obviously not quite as influential as you maybe would hoped from the middle. Runs with ball down the right probably doesn't help at all because he probably moves out of position quite a lot, and getting forward whenever possible, not fantastic. But the switching ball to wide areas is, I'm sure, would be very, very good. But this is kind of, like I say, that's the formation we were in. But let's take a look at how he's performed otherwise. So in the Community Shield, they did win that one on penalties. Trent playing in that holding midfield role. And then we can take a look at how things went for them in the Champions League. So they managed to beat Bayern Munich, and quite comfortably as well. So that's interesting. It looks like Fabinho and Joe Gomez have been kind of working with the responsibility of playing in there. They didn't do great in the league in this period at all. But they smashed Sutton United 6-0 in the FA Cup. Poor Sutton, not being given much of a chance. They lost to Brentford 2-1 in the FA Cup. That's not a fantastic result. But Van Dijk scored to make it 1-0. And Alexander-Arnold got sent off. So not great there. But they managed to get through all the way to the Champions League semi-final. But weren't quite able to get the win. Is that right? Did they lose on penalties? They lost on penalties. Oh, they nearly got all the way through to the final of the Champions League, but couldn't quite Couldn't quite make it all the way. AC Milan doing so, though, which is quite impressive. They had a lovely end to the season, though. You can see all these games with a good few goals in them that they've scored and not conceding any. Very, very tidy indeed. Let's take a look at the Premier League, though, and where they finished. So they did finish third. Not a great win. I mean, the fact that Arsenal are top just shows how much bullshit this is. Like, what the hell? I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, but there is no chance in hell that Arsenal are finished top of the league. Crikey, Michael Arteta is still in charge. This is more interesting than the Liverpool thing. How the hell have they won that? Bertrand is at Arsenal. Blimey, I don't know. Yeah, so there you go. Liverpool did finish third. James Ward-Prowse getting 17 assists for Southampton. Blimey, that's not bad going, is it? Especially for a mid-table team. But yeah, there you go. I need to stop rambling on about them when we are looking at Liverpool and Trent. But there you have it. A side that is... I mean, they got to the semi-finals of Champions League. You can't really complain about that, can you? I guess, other than getting to the final, losing on penalties, which wasn't great. But there you go. Interesting. It does work. Would you want to play him there in the game? I don't know. Have a think about it yourself. I think he's worth playing there. I think you could have better players playing in there and have him at right back. But he'll certainly do a job, that's for sure. But I hope you enjoyed. It's only a little quick one today. But like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time.